episode number 49 of Thursday Ketchup, where we discuss our week in shows, games, and whatever else we have going on. I'm Andrew.
I'm Joel.
And our guest this week
is Ben.
Because I continue to only have 2 or 3 friends, getting the same people over and over again.
I hear you're doing another show sometime soon.
Where did you hear that from?
The only person from that show I talked to.
Oh, that one person. That is the plan.
Yes, if it was going to be me or you, I was like, considering I don't know what you're talking about, probably Andrew.
Yes, I'm going to be doing some anime talking next week with the people we talk about anime stuff with.
Talking about anime games?
They're going to be doing the top.
Right. Oh yeah, the
something.
best.
Can't remember if it's summer or fall. I think it was summer.
Yeah, he said this season, and
I think we just came
you're
out
just going to talk about the best one you've seen this year or something.
Yeah, because I haven't watched very many of the ones this previous season, so
right.
Should be good. That probably won't be out for like 2 weeks though. That should be a good time. Speaking of games, should we play a game?
Yes.
Alright, Ben, are you going first or second?
First.
It's a good move.
Solid. It's a solid play. It's ballsy. I like it.
So
I like your mox.
Start over.
I like
again.
the cut of your chip.
So
Let me see how many times I can interrupt Andrew.
You can keep doing it. It's fine. This was all pre-planned. This was in the script for this episode, so it's fine.
Yeah, it says talk over. Am I not supposed to read this part?
No. The things in quotation marks are things you just do.
Oh.
Are you supposed to be reading the Master Lee's thing right now?
Speaking of which, no, because he's not sponsoring this week's show.
Oh.
He heard some things you guys were saying about him and kind of cut ties there, so...
Good.
Thanks for that. So,
Like he doesn't exist and things of that nature.
Yeah, I know. It's just utter nonsense.
Well, I mean, by not sponsoring the show anymore, he's lending credence to the idea that he doesn't exist by not having a presence.
Does make sense. I'll have to talk to him, see how he feels about that.
I mean, he doesn't exist. So.
I'm heading out to Shawmut, Arizona next week, so... And he does exist.
Bring me back a pot.
A pot or some pot?
They make pots out there, I hear.
That sounds like an Indian stereotype.
Native American, please.
No, I was talking about Indians. Shawmut is like a large Indian population from India. I'm fairly confident.
A lot of tech support out there.
It's like right next to that valley. Silicon one. Almost said Plastic Valley, which would have been completely different.
Yes. Ceramic Valley.
I believe Shawmut, Arizona is in the Ceramic Valley, so... We were going to play a game, weren't we? And Ben's
yes.
going first. As we know, Joel has been on quite a weight loss adventure from his Facebook post that only I look at and comment with GIFs.
I think Ben might have liked one of my posts lately.
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't remember for sure.
I like things and I don't usually look and see who.
See, it's not very often that you like things, so
Yeah.
definitely have to watch out for those.
Yeah.
But in that
maybe it was a dream I had.
Remember that.
Okay.
In that spirits.
Oh yeah, it was a picture of the hot air balloon. Hopefully that wasn't part of this quiz.
No, not at all. Which of these weight-gaining wake-up calls happened to me today? Number 1. The button broke on my pants when I sat down at work. Number 2. The guy at the fast food place I went to for lunch knew my name. Or number 3. I had to change shirts because the one I first put on didn't fit.
I'm going to say you probably go to the same place every day for lunch after work. So I'm going to go with that one, number 2.
Number 2 is the correct answer.
Would have been my guess, too.
Yeah, unfortunately I've run into that guy. He's like the lunch manager. And they like call your name out to pick up your food. So he's like, "Oh, it's Andrew, right?" I was like, "Oh, this sucks. You should not know my name."
But then the other ones happened, just not today.
Yeah.
I have broken buttons on my pants trying to button them when they were too tight. That happened like last year, I think.
Yeah, that happened to me last year, too.
Yeah.
Have you done the Chris Farley where you ripped your pants in the middle of the crotch trying to sit down? I've done that like 3 times.
I've done that, like, crouching to pick something up, like, that was heavy. Like, I gotta lift my legs here, and then squat down, and then rip.
Yep.
Mine's just like a casual wearing away over time that eventually happens until I notice one day at work that I need to throw these pants away.
It always happens for me because I get so fat that I can't wear my pants, so they just slip down.
Just wear stretchy pants. Problem solved.
Some jeggings.
Pants.
Oh, yeah.
Still from my wife.
I'm sure they're unisex.
Where'd you eat for lunch?
Spangles. Because it's cheap, and you get ice cream, which is not good.
You don't have to get ice cream.
Oh, I have to get ice cream. That's not a question.
Oh, you get like the $4 or $5 meal or whatever.
Yeah.
The classic hamburger meal.
Oh, yeah.
Well, on my weight loss thing, yesterday I hit a new milestone. I walked up some stairs and spent the next 5 minutes wheezing.
That happens.
That's kind of a wake-up call.
Yeah, might be about time to do something about that.
Yeah.
So what order are we going in today?
I'm gonna have to say you, me, Joel.
I think that's the same order we went in last time. So instead of just going in order of like shows and games and whatever else, we're just going to each take a turn talking about whatever we want to talk about. And I suppose I will go first. As far as shows, I asked Ben, and he said he hadn't seen it. Have you seen the new Spiderman that came out this year?
Yeah, I did.
What are your feelings?
I liked it quite a bit. I saw it in theaters like, I don't know, about a month ago probably. And I don't know, I came out of it. I can't even really. Oh yeah, it's the buzzard guy.
Yeah.
Buzzard, the vulture.
Vulture.
Yeah,
Same difference.
and I thought the guy who played the vulture, God, what's his name? Michael Keenan Thompson. Michael
Keaton.
Michael Caine.
It's the old Batman
Yeah.
in the 90s.
No, yeah, I thought he did a good job. And I actually I don't know, he was kind of a sympathetic villain, which I always like. But the reveal was pretty good.
That was the one part I did like.
You didn't like most of it?
I didn't not like it, but I didn't terribly like it either. It's just kind of like another generic superhero movie that they've been putting out.
Yeah,
Did they have to fight giant blue space lasers? Like every other Marvel movie?
There wasn't anything too unrealistic other than the guy was using alien technology to do all of his stuff. And there were some giant lasers going on with the boat.
Yeah, at the end there were some lasers, but they weren't. Yeah, they basically like adopted some of the weapons like technology for their own use to do heists and stuff.
So the basic idea for those that haven't seen it, like Ben, is the main bad guy is a construction worker. He gets an assignment to clean up all of the mess that the Avengers from the first movie left behind in New York, where like all the alien spacecraft is all messed up. And then he gets taken off of the job by the cleanup crew that's hired by Tony Stark or works for him.
I thought it was the government.
He had something to do with it.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure, because that's like half the reason he was in the movie and he was mad at him.
Half the reason who was in the movie?
Iron Man.
He was barely in it.
I know. I remember something being on TV. They were watching and they're like talking about the such and such cleanup crew paid by Tony Stark.
I thought maybe his company got it, but the government was like the reason why. I don't know.
And
whatever.
His whole thing was like, yeah, he made the mess and then he's getting paid to clean up the mess. That's really fair.
Oh, I don't remember that bit of it. But...
So he's all mad about that, and so the guys he's working with, they steal some of the stuff and come up with these crazy inventions. And they keep stealing more and more, and then Spider-Man tries to stop them. That's problem with these superhero movies is, you know, nothing of substance is really ever going to happen. Like, nobody's ever going to die, or characters are just going to go away aren't going to appear in later films or anything.
Yeah.
They did skip the part where it explains him getting his powers that they've done 20 times. They just kind of assume you are aware by now, which was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, did they even mention it? I don't remember.
He was talking to his friend at one point when they were like walking down the street. He was like, "Yeah, a spider bit me." He's like, "Where's the spider at? Can it bite me?" He's like, "No, it's dead." So they just kind of breezed over that.
Yeah. Yeah, and his friend, I thought his friend was kind of good. Like, they had some good like comedic moments between those two. Just all around, I thought like it was fairly like it was jaunty. Like it was like an adventure movie kind of.
Yeah.
It was lighthearted and fun to watch.
I would agree with that. Say nothing great, but it wasn't like offensively bad, any of the things they did. It just kind of nothing too surprising. The one twist was kind of interesting. I didn't see it coming, despite kind of obvious setup.
Yeah, like the way it was shot, like I knew something was coming. Just like as he was walking up to the door, I was like, "Oh shit, this is gonna be blah blah blah." But up until that moment, and like I said, it's just like that's how cinematography works. Like they frames things in a specific way right before something's about to be revealed like that, and that was the only thing that gave it away for me.
That was a pretty good scene. It got pretty tense, pretty fast.
Yeah. Those moments. Yeah, I'm not gonna spoil anything, but yeah, because that movie, is that even out on DVD yet?
I think it just came out.
Did it?
Yeah, it was in theaters forever. It felt like. Didn't it come out like
probably July or maybe June?
That was like before summer even started.
I want to say like May.
Was it that early?
It was a while, because I remember looking and being like, "This is still in theaters." I'm kind of surprised.
What was it? Oh, Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Yeah, try and look it up.
That's what I was hearing. Oh, God damn it! I spelled homecoming.
Do not click Google Images on that.
Yeah, it's June 28th.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought it was longer ago than that. So yeah, I guess only a few months. It's not too bad.
At least Google knew what I... Well, let's click images and see what happens.
No, please. Safe search on.
No, it's all Spider-Man Homecoming. So it actually is. All right. Oh, because it auto-corrected. That's why.
That was nice of it.
No, it wasn't. What that
Go unauto-correct it.
what that other stuff.
Nobody wants that.
There's nothing too vile. Just pictures of Aunt May, mostly.
So I was searching for some pictures of anime. I was looking for Froppy from My Hero Academia.
Oh, no.
I found pictures of her and some very not friendly pictures.
What's this character's name?
Froppy, Froppy.
Oh, the frog chick?
Yeah. Have you not been up to that part yet?
Of what, season 3? 2?
Season 2. I thought season 2 was over after 12 episodes, but it went to like 25.
I only watched the first... Is there season 3 yet?
No. Season 1 was like 12 episodes. Season 2 was like 25 episodes or something.
I only watched the first episode of season 2. I bet season 2 drags if it's 25 episodes.
It actually doesn't. They switch around story arcs pretty fast and do a lot of interesting stuff.
That's good.
And there's one episode where they all choose their hero names, which is really interesting. I won't spoil that, but yeah, the frog girl chooses Froppy as her name.
It's happening in this... I don't know what's happening in this image.
Probably a lot of tentacles, things like that.
There's something on her butt, and I can't figure out what it is.
Let's all not figure out what it is together.
It's a GIF, too.
Yeah. Not the kind of things you want to see when you're looking up pictures of anime kids.
Oh yeah, I guess they are children, aren't they?
Yeah, they're like maybe starting high school age, if even that. So yeah, not good internet. Knock it off.
I don't think the internet's going to be
I know there's rules.
heeding your advice there.
But come on.
Yeah, rule 37.
34.
34?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know, because reasons.
Reasons.
I'm sure he's looking at the reasons right now. Terrible. I don't even want to click on that. Please.
It's not as bad as it's not as bad as you might think it is.
Oh god. Alright. Once I figure out how to do things, I'll do it. I gotta click on things first.
And apparently your interface is different than ours, so I have no idea. I don't know what to tell you there.
That's inappropriate. Please stop drawing characters like that. Not cool.
It's art, Andrew. You just don't understand.
Oh, I understand. I understand how terrible people are. So games. Me and Ben played a game together that Joel decided
2 games.
he didn't want to play because it looked quite awful, I assume.
It doesn't look bad. I don't know. Like, it just doesn't look fun to me. Like, I played 160 hours of PUBG or whatever.
This game is Fortnite's Battle Royale.
Yep.
And it was not great. It is basically the free version of PlayerUnknown's Battleground.
I kind of liked it. I mean, we died more than anything, and we didn't even kill hardly anyone, I think. I think we killed one person in all 10 games we were in there. But I think if we actually had some way to communicate, Skype, Ventrilo,
You
TeamSpeak.
talking?
No, we didn't have that set up.
Just kind of following each other around.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might have helped a little better. I also had no idea of what the controls were.
Yeah.
So, like, I even looked around and there was no button to drop the weapons you had. In case you, like, picked up a bunch and somebody else in your group didn't have any.
Yeah.
Apparently there's a way to. You have to, like, open the menu and then click and drag it off and drop it, which is really weird. You'd think there'd
That's
be,
what
like...
you have to do in PUBG.
There's no way to, like, hotkey that to anything? I think that would be
I don't think so.
beneficial.
Yeah, you just have to drag it off your inventory.
And even then, I don't know if there's a way to drop the ammo for it as well. I would assume there is.
Yeah, you drag it off your inventory.
So that was one of the big issues, is we'd all drop down together, but then only like one or two of the four of us would actually have a weapon to do anything with. And then people would just start dying, and that would be the end.
Did you have
Yeah.
2 other people you knew?
No, it's just pubs. It was my wife joined us, and then a pub filled out one of the other 2 spots.
So pretty much the entirety of the game was drop in, grab a weapon maybe, possibly kill one guy, and then die.
And always, we were trying to catch up with Andrew because he jumps out immediately of the ship and goes full speed down.
You gotta get down there fast.
You gotta drop to like somewhat large areas to find weapons.
They usually have several. I'm not entirely certain how PlayerUnknown does it. There's a whole ton of areas with weapons. Like any place that's a house will have a weapon and some ammo inside of it. So even out in kind of the middle of nowhere, there will be stuff laying around.
Yeah, but there's a higher concentration of stuff in like cities and stuff like that.
There's also more people there,
Yeah, well,
which is kind of
you kind of got to learn how to deal with people.
learn to be good at the game.
Yeah.
This one does something a little different than that. Possibly you can create your own structures. I'm not sure
Yeah.
if that's in the other game.
No.
You can make like ramps and walls and stuff, and I was watching people who are actually good at the game, and they were doing all of that stuff. They'd like build these ramps to get up high and then just like look down on people and kill them.
Yeah.
Climb up mountains and then snipe people.
And like if I've seen like someone that was like getting shot at, so they just put up a wall up for cover
Yep,
while they were getting shot at.
you can do that. There's fairly limited weapons. There's maybe like 6 or 7 that I can think of. But I guess there's not really a giant variety to begin with, so...
I do like the whole, it's a huge map, and then the map gets shrunk every couple of minutes.
Yeah. I think it's like every 4 minutes it shrinks by like half its size. Something like that.
It'll tell you where you're supposed to go, and if you don't get there by that point, then you die.
Yeah. It seems like a game that would be more fun, actually, if you could play against non-players who are bad at the game. But there doesn't appear to be any way to do that.
I don't know. It's kind of like back when we used to play Warcraft. Did you ever do the PvP or the 2 versus 2 or 4 versus 4? If you were just joined in with even with a friend that you played well together, and you weren't able to talk to each other, you ultimately sucked that much worse.
Well, and you're also
And-
playing with probably people who played like you know
Yeah.
a ton of hours of PUBG, and they're just jumping into this thing to see what it's like, and they have that like base knowledge of like you need to drop down to cities and get some weapons, and then you can fuck off and hide if you need to, or just kill people wherever you're at, and like have like to the right strategies for trying to hunt people down and stuff.
Yeah.
It turns out knowing what you're doing is very helpful in games, which I don't in shooting games, unfortunately.
Especially multiplayer games.
Yeah. It does do that frustrating thing of every first-person shooter where it's like, I snuck up on someone and shot him 10 times, then they turned around and shot me once and I died.
Yeah.
which it feels like I do in every first-person shooter I play.
Well, a lot of that is also you get the crappy pistol, and they have an awesome sniper rifle, and know how to aim it.
Yeah.
I don't know about the Fortnite, but in PUBG, there's no or very little like auto aim, like autocorrect for aim, which all other games have pretty much, unless they're hardcore like military simulator kind of games. Most games have a little bit of aim assist, and so going from a game that has it to one that doesn't, you might think that you're shooting the guy, but you're actually, you're shooting near the guy.
Yeah. I think it has some assist, but not a whole lot.
Because you get so used to like just getting close enough in the game doing the rest that if you're not used to having to actually shoot on the person, you can think you're shooting better than you are.
Yeah, that's probably.
I definitely had that. I had that problem like real bad when I first started playing PUBG.
It did take me back to playing at the shop where play against a bunch of people, and they would all be very upset by how they were doing.
Yeah, that was fun going to the Half-Life tournament days.
Could be fun, could be very annoying, depending on who you played with and how
like
well
Vincent.
you were doing. I don't know. There was one guy who I know got constantly kicked out for just like yelling and screaming all the time, like really terrible.
Yeah, a lot of the guys that went there had emotional issues for sure.
So we've discussed nerd rage is a very real thing. It does exist. The other game we played was like a real life actual go outside and play a game. We finally managed to play a round of golf that we'd been talking about for most of the year.
Yeah, it was pretty fun.
Don't sound too certain.
It was fun. I mean, I suck. I always suck, but...
Oh, a very... I don't want to say difficult, the word I'm thinking of.
A lot of it is I play so rarely that I forget that how hard I need to hit the ball. How to properly stand to
something
Andrew's
that takes
pants
a lot of
ripped.
skill. Oh yeah, that part was terrible. I did end up with like a nice blister on my hand. That was fun. The place we go, I think it used to be cheaper than it was. It was $8 each for 18 holes, or however much you really felt like playing.
It was $4 last time each.
Yeah, so it doubled from the last time we went. Not sure exactly why. We were there for 3 hours, I think, and we were the only people there. And this was on a Saturday where it was like a high of 69 or 70 degrees.
Yeah, 69.
Yeah.
And cloudy, and yeah.
Looking at those froppy pics.
This is how we end up getting additional listeners, but those listeners being with the FBI. Maybe we need to corner that market. If the whole of the NSA listens to our show, I can take that to sponsors and say, look at all these people who listen.
Let's get some keywords in there. Bomb.
I was going to say some borderline racist things.
Yeah.
Maybe we shouldn't do that.
Revolution.
Yeah, there you go. Revolution.
Koran. Can we say Koran?
Yeah, Koran. Jihad.
What are some
All
other
right,
good
well, I think
buzzwords?
yeah. I think we're running low on clean ones.
Yeah.
I think we've already broke that by insulting people's religion.
Yep.
So, have you ever played golf, Joel? I don't know if I ever asked you that.
No, not really. Like, there was a part in high school gym, I think, where they showed us how to hold a club, and I have used that knowledge in playing putt-putt, and that is all.
Something you may be completely unaware of is sand greens. Ever heard of that?
Sand greens?
Yeah. Like, you know the green is the part that you putt on?
Right.
Well, this, instead of being grass, is sand.
Andrew, I've played Mario Golf, if that was
Sorry.
an actual question.
Sorry, I didn't remember that. So yeah, it's a little weird. There's sand instead of the grass, and you just kind of... It's the easiest way to describe it.
You have to,
Put
like,
on the
chip
sand.
There's ways you're supposed to do it, because you have to rake the sand after you walk on it, so that there's not any footprints left over for the next people who play after you. So there's like this giant rake that you have to drag around. There's also this giant, like, flat cylinder that you're supposed to drag the length across the hole, and then move your ball to that flattened out area and putt from there. If you're doing it the official way. Sounds overly complicated, right?
Why is that a thing?
I'm guessing it's just a lot cheaper to maintain. You don't have to water sand or cut it any specific way. It just kind of sits there.
But it's just the green?
Yep, everything else is like normal. This may be a thing
Okay.
that's people don't know about.
Yeah, no. I was unaware.
It's a thing that exists. It has good and bad parts. Like, there's no actual curve to any of the green, so you just hit the ball straight, and that's all you have to worry about. Which makes it a little easier, but at the same time, there's like different things to the sand where you can hit it harder on one green than the other.
Yeah. Like, with some holes, the sand was harder, so the ball would just roll easily.
69.
Other ones, the sand was really loose, so you'd hit the same amount of pressure and barely have that ball move at all.
It's definitely weird. Not exactly a place for professionals. This is like out in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by farms. Just for like
Some farmer just took a field and went, "This is a golf course now."
pretty
How well
much.
was the place maintained?
They always keep the grass cut and pretty well cleaned up. But yeah, there's like obvious maintenance that needs to be done that isn't being done. Like all the sand on the greens would be like clumped in one area. There'd be places where there's just like no sand.
Have shit growing in it?
Not too terribly badly.
Hmm.
There are some unusual hazards, I would say. One of the farms next to it raises peacocks. If you've ever heard peacocks making noise, it's pretty disturbing.
I haven't.
Yeah, it's...
Care to demonstrate?
No.
No, I would not.
It looked like you were thinking about it for a second.
I was thinking about it, but I don't think I can quite pull it off. It might worry the other people in the house that I'm having a stroke or something. It sounds like dogs yelping very loudly, I guess would be the best way of putting it.
Kind of like a turkey?
Kind of. But not exactly. I'll link some YouTube videos of them.
Let me Google peacocking Yelp. Nope.
Also, Froppy XXX.
Yep. Crappie peacock?
I'm sure that's a thing.
I got one, I think.
I didn't actually mean to do that. I was just joking. Yeah.
It sounds like a baby. It sounds like when you're playing Yoshi's Island and Mario gets, like, you get hit by something and Mario's just crying until you grab him again.
Yeah. We used to raise them when I lived on the farm. I don't know why we had them.
For the feathers, selling them for hipster hats.
Yeah, but hipsters didn't exist then.
I don't know.
It's for burlesque.
Giant
burlesque.
fans.
Yeah. Hold on, there's a spider I need to kill.
Good luck.
If I don't come back, call my dad.
If we see smoke in the background, be very concerned that you started a fire. Yeah, that's pretty much it for golf. Found a dead armadillo, that was fun.
Yep. Right next to my ball.
Of course. Because why not?
Half of it was caved in.
Yeah.
It's a wolf spider, it's fine.
Nice. So we had a nice dinner that night. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Oh, you two had dinner?
We did have lunch, but had something else for dinner. You'll have to listen to the playback to hear what it is.
God damn it. I like talking about food.
Oh, I
Since
know.
I can't
Me
eat
too.
anymore.
Well, for my stuff, have you guys seen The Deuce? The show on HBO. It's on its like third episode now.
This does not sound familiar.
It's written by the same guy. It's done by the same guys that did The Wire. It's set in the 70s, and it's about the porn industry, how it started. Has
This
Maggie
episode is not
Gyllenhaal.
going to be PG rated.
It's a really good show.
Does
I don't know how
Maggie
to-
Gyllenhaal get naked in it?
Yes.
I think she does in like everything she's in.
What?
I'm fairly certain. Am I thinking of the right person?
If I Google Maggie Gyllenhaal naked, I'm
X
sure
copy.
nothing untoward will come up, will it?
Not at all.
But it's pretty good. I don't know how to get into too much more detail without giving away what's going on. But it deals with New York City. As I said, the start of the porn industry. A lot of stuff about pimps and hookers in New York. Back before it was cleaned up. When it was actually kind of a dangerous area. And one of the main characters is, besides Maggie Gyllenhaal, who's a hooker, trying to turn her life around when she discovers porn, so she wants to become a director. So that's her arc from the start. There's another character that is a bartender, and he's kind of dealing with the mob and trying to get himself set up legit in town and to make some money. And I said, hookers and some pimps that are kind of cool to watch.
Of course.
But that's all I can really give away about that show right now. I would recommend, if you have HBO Go, check it out. Besides that, I've recently watched Stranger Things. I'm assuming you guys have all seen that. So, yeah, I'm finally caught up with everyone a year ago.
Nope. Good or bad?
But I liked it.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
You didn't like it?
You didn't listen to our best and worst of from last year?
No.
This is my worst show I watched of last year. It's true. It's an awful show.
Well, I guess you won't see that season 2 then. That comes out this month.
No.
Is that this?
It's supposed to be October something.
Oh yeah, it's on Netflix.
25th.
I didn't-
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to watch it because I have to now. So
Nah,
I don't know.
maybe you
You
can
don't deserve it. Leave it alone.
Explain the monster to me. Yeah, exactly.
It just exists.
It just is.
It's like
It's a denizen of the Shadow Realm.
You mean the
That's all
main
you need to know.
protagonist of the show you can't explain?
that's not a protagonist. First of all,
Antagonist?
second of all, like explain any horror movie villain.
Yeah.
Magic.
Well,
Okay,
that's basically
magic.
what this
There you
is.
go.
It lives there. I don't know what it eats. It obviously eats meat, but I don't know what it's eaten since then. But
What is the parameters of its powers?
It smells good. Not like it has a good scent. It can smell well.
Magic teleportation, sometimes kind of.
they kind of explained it where it can just go between the realms.
Yeah. Same with
And for all we know, that thing's probably exist for millennia, just grabbing things and going back to its homeland.
So
or not.
if it can go
Like-
wherever it wants, why did it need to escape from that underground area?
I don't think it needed to. I think it was just hunting everything down there.
Why? It only picks on things that are bleeding, right?
Because they opened like a portal there.
It noticed
Not
it.
that thing's intention.
Yeah.
So it only hunts things that are wounded, except for that scientist. It also hunts scientists because they taste the best.
I don't know. Do
Yeah,
you want
I
to
know.
explain? How does Jason show up in front of everyone when he's a mile behind him?
He's
And
fast.
walks. No, he's not. He walks everywhere he goes.
Which one's
If you played the
Jason?
Jason game,
Jason's
Friday the 13th game, you know that he has an ability to phase walk, basically.
There you go.
Jason's the one with the hockey mask. Or the guy from Halloween, Michael Myers. He's just supposed to be a human, right? How does he get anywhere?
I haven't really watched very many of these shows, to be honest. Horror movies are too scary for me.
Or have you seen It Follows?
Can't say I have.
You might check that one out. It's interesting.
You must agree, at least, that they made a giant logic leap where the girl was... They were trying to figure out where the thing is, so the girl takes the D&D board they're playing on and flips it over and puts the monster on it, and the kid goes, oh, obviously the monster lives in an upside-down version of our world.
Again, we've had this discussion before. He came to that conclusion because they'd had that discussion with their teacher before in the past.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
They brought it up to the teacher asking what it was.
So the teacher knew?
The teacher, yeah, there was some logical leaps there, but
Some giant logical leaps. Mostly just making fun of this show because I didn't enjoy it terribly much. And
Let me tell you
everybody
about
else
the
liked
movie
it.
Darkness Falls, where the Tooth Fairy is an evil monster.
I think you're thinking of The Tooth Fairy, starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Mm. Similar movies. I think one might be a sequel, but
have you guys seen It Follows?
If not,
As
no.
I said, you might check that one out. It's for the Halloween season. It's kind of a morality thing. The main character is a girl who has sex with her boyfriend.
what kind of shows
And
are you
towards-
watching? I'm starting to worry about you.
It turns out,
Was Froppy involved? That's what I need to know.
yes. The reason he was so pushy to have sex was because he's cursed and there's something that's after him. And I don't know how to explain it. Check out the sequel, or the trailer, if you're interested. But there's like a monster that follows you around, and it goes whoever you had sex with last. So
So he's like, he's an STD. And
it's an
like,
STD that kills people.
I mean,
And then when they kill,
There's
when it
already
kills
a couple of those.
yeah, it's a STD curse.
it's
That-
if the ring girl was an STD.
Exactly.
I've had some ex-girlfriends like that.
It's just killing everyone you sleep with.
Yeah.
And then she became your wife. Problem solved.
I think that's how life works, right?
Yep. Check it out though.
Hey, stop it.
Last thing I messed around with this week was I reinstalled Vampire: The Masquerade Bloodlines.
Saw that.
Have you guys any of you guys played that game at all?
Have not.
No.
It's from 2004. It was a game that was released broken, like unfinished, because the studio went under. But it's still has a huge following, and people patching the game, mostly because the storyline is so awesome in it. You're a newly made vampire that has to deal his way through Los Angeles and try to survive.
Was this based on the
RPG that
yeah.
I used to play a lot, that I tried getting you to play, and you'd never play it?
I wouldn't play because you played with the only guy I hated in the world.
Zach, yeah.
I'm still not sure why I don't like him, but I don't.
Because he was a liar. And kind of a dick.
That's kind of everybody, though, so...
Yeah.
Eh.
He bragged a lot. I think that's a lot of the reason you didn't like him.
That is a reason I don't like people. One on the list of many.
That and every other word out of his mouth was a lie. You're like,
familiar.
last summer I went over to New York and I joined this gang and did this and that and that. And like, no, you didn't. You sat around in Nickerson, Kansas. Oh, sorry.
Don't worry,
We need
I'll
to
take
edit that out.
Sure.
No one's from Nickerson.
I don't even think that's a place.
Yeah. Quit making words up. Nickelodeon, Kansas. What are you even talking about?
But said the game's really buggy and broken. You get to choose from multiple different vampire clans to start off with. Each of them have different abilities and weaknesses. I decided to roll a Malkavian, whose clan weakness is they're all insane. So I'll go up to talk to an NPC, and I have no clue what I'm saying. It's all just gibberish. And then they just kind of deal with me.
Was it Fallout where you can set your speech to like nothing?
But no, it's more like I walk up to the prince and I call him the Jest, which is the leader of the city, and I call him the Jester Prince, and start. And then I'll some conversations will slip in stuff that happens in the future of the game, like on accident. That if you really pay attention, like, oh, that's what's going to happen. But that's their weakness, and their like ability is they can control the insanity of other people. So an example of this is at one point I'm being confronted by a member of the Russian mob. I look at him and use my ability of dementation on him and tell him that he's a bear and that his friends are fish and he needs to eat them. So then he starts attacking them.
Delicious.
But as I said, it's buggy, it's broken, it's not the prettiest game, but you might check it out if you see it on Steam for cheap. But you have to patch it, because it will not work on new computers without being patched. And that's all I have. Joel?
It's got cats.
Yeah, I see that.
Petting this cat.
That's another game I played. Constantly petting kittens.
Did you really?
No.
I have the high score on that game.
I think I tried to
You know
go to
there's
the
a game.
website a while ago and it didn't work.
I haven't
What?
played it since Andrew pointed it out to me. Wasn't that a Matt game?
It was. Trying to
Every now and then I go back to that and mess around. Oh no, what? Constantly petting? Was it petting or pet?
It's just pet, I believe.
That's what I thought. Constantly pet. Shit, it might not be there anymore. Let me try petting. Oh, that's a bummer. I had the high score. I was MVP of CPK.
Back in the day, you could put websites on your Facebook accounts. And for some reason, I decided constantlypetkittens.com would be the website I used.
Mm-hmm.
So Matt thought it would be funny to create a game called Constantly Pet Kittens and use the URL that I had on my Facebook.
If you go to my... Do you still follow me on Twitter, my old account? I think that's what I set my thing to. I don't know what my old account is anymore, though. Was it Phoenix Raffle 1 or something?
Something like that.
Yeah, maybe just account suspended. What? That can't be right.
Your link is to a SoundCloud thing.
Oh, was it to... Oh, God. What SoundCloud thing?
Oh, it's us. Sweet.
Is it?
It is.
Oh, nice. Go me.
All 11 of your followers appreciate that, I'm sure.
All 33 on SoundCloud.
What?
Yeah, check that out. No bots. All real people, I'm sure.
Totally.
I played... Oh. I bought Metal Gear Solid: The Twin Snakes for GameCube, and I played that on my Wii. I think that's the second time I played through Metal Gear Solid, the first, and so the GameCube version has some differences, like first-person shooting, and there's a tranquilizer gun, and they redid all of the cinematics and everything, and they brought in all the voice actors to redo all their lines, and some of the lines were different. Most of it was the same. It's a really good version of that game. I like it a lot. I think it took me 10.5 hours to get through, which is like about average, I think.
Seems a little fast.
That's not a long game. And half of that's cutscenes. So
I think I saw PlayStation 4's like free games of the month. One of them was Metal Gear.
Yeah, it's Metal Gear Solid 5. Yeah, Phantom Pain.
Yeah.
I downloaded that last night and played through the prologue. Oh, man, that game's real good. Like, it plays real good, but the story and it's just so... Ugh.
If I remember right, it's a lot of chasing down missions.
What do you mean?
Like, go to this place, kill this many guys.
The game, like I said, the gameplay is not the problem with the game. The problem with the game is the story. But yeah, all the missions are like extract a prisoner, kill or extract this like sect leader, or destroy the communications, or just things like that. Extract a lot of it's extraction based because they give you the full system like they had in Peace Walker. Something that really sucks about the beginning of that game is you can't save until like you do the prologue, which is at least an hour long.
Jeez.
And the prologue kind of sucks because you don't... The story's all right in the prologue. It's just so drawn out. Like, if you play this game like 4 times, if you've if you've started this game 4 times like I have, it's just because you're literally holding forward for like half an hour. You're just holding the forward button, and occasionally it makes you do something else. But you're like injured at the beginning. Anyway, I don't know. Fuck that game. Well, I mean, not. It's a good game. Like, it's a really good game, but it has problems. I also got the SNES Classic in the mail yesterday. I'm really looking. I started Metroid, Super Metroid.
Hadn't played
Also
that
started
before?
No, I've never played that.
Oh, it's so good.
I think I talked before when I played Ori and the Blind Forest that I'd never played the Metroidvania type game.
That's right. I remember that now.
So I was super excited to play Super Metroid, and Castlevania 3 or 4 is also on there, so I'm planning on playing through that as well. I started a Super Mario World game, which that game obviously sucks. No one likes it.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but bad things.
Yeah. And Yoshi's Island is another one on there. I definitely want to. There's a lot of really good games on there. I'll probably play through, I don't know, half of them. I've never played Earthbound. I might give that a shot.
Earthbound's tough.
Is it tough?
I've never beat it or played very much past like the first couple hours.
Yeah, same here.
It's a very weird game, and the combat system is not great.
Can't you just grind out levels?
You can, but even then, sometimes just weird things happen in the game.
But there's that. I want to play off of it.
But a lot of people enjoy it, so who knows? Maybe
I don't know. It's a popular game.
Yeah.
I've never even. I think I've started it, but I've never gotten more than like an hour into it because I was playing at a friend's house or something, and then had to stop. So, what else is on there?
Which Final Fantasies did they put
3?
on it? Just 3?
Yeah. It's not. Is it 3 or 4?
4 is 2, and 6 is 3. So it's either. I'm pretty sure
it's 3. It starts
3.
out with mechs. There are mechs at the very beginning of the game.
That's 3.
Is that 3?
Yep.
That was on Super Nintendo?
2 and 3 were on Super Nintendo.
Okay, yeah, because 7 was on PlayStation. Okay.
Oh. Yep.
Alright.
3 is really good.
3 or 6 or both?
The actual 3 is not a good game that I've played. It is the first one that introduces classes.
Which one was I playing?
You were playing 4.
Okay. Actual 4?
Actual 4. I would say I actually like 4 more than 6, but most people have it the other way around, I would imagine.
Yeah, I remember looking at that poll and talking to you about that. Actually, I looked at a bunch of different polls, and 6 is always up there, I think.
6 is the first one where you actually get to pick your party. They give you like 14 or so people, and you get to choose out of them.
That sounds dope. I might play through that too then. There's a lot of RPGs on there now that I think about it. There's because another one I want to play is Super Mario RPG.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Either of you play through that?
I did beat that one.
Did you have a SNES, Ben?
No, I didn't. I was one of those losers that had a Sega.
Oh, what the hell.
And then when PlayStation came out, I was a loser that had the 64.
I had a 60.
Yeah, it's 64.
Although PlayStation was probably better. I mean, it was better.
Depended what games you liked, I suppose.
I mean, the only good games for 64 were like
Mario, of course. Zelda,
Mario,
of course.
Yeah, Zelda.
Well, if you wanted to play an RPG, the only RPG they had was Quest 64.
Ugh.
Hey, I like that game.
Super Mario Kart 64.
Mario Party games. Smash.
Yeah, Smash. I think you'd be hard pressed to find 21 games to put on a N64 Classic though. That are,
GoldenEye.
yeah, that was the other one I was trying to think of.
Superman 64.
And I don't know if they could get GoldenEye. I don't know if they
Um,
could get GoldenEye on there.
On PlayStation
If it's on
64,
licensing.
there's GoldenEye.
Yeah, I know. I'm talking about licensing for.
Oh,
So-
yeah.
But yeah.
Banjo Kazooie people like a lot.
Yeah, but on PlayStation you got like
Final Fantasies.
Crash, Final Fantasy, Gran Turismo, Metal Gear Solid. I mean,
GTA
yeah, Metal
had some games on one, but not the good ones that people like.
Yeah, GTA.
Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Resident Evil.
I was upset about not having Resident Evil on 64 until really late in the system.
It did have a ton
Yeah.
of like other smaller RPGs like Legend of Dragoon, Vagrant Story, stuff like that people really like.
Yeah.
But no Mario.
Yeah, I mean, Mario is always a good reason to get Nintendo consoles. I'm stoked for Odyssey. I'm gonna get that when it comes out.
Looks good.
Oh.
Is there any sports games on that? NBA Jam is Right.
Playgrounds might be on it. NBA Playgrounds. Yeah, I'm pretty sure NBA Playgrounds. Actually, I think 2K17 is coming to the Switch.
Oh, I was talking about the SNES Classic.
Oh. I don't think so.
I thought NBA Jam was on there, is it not?
NBA Jam was a 64 game, wasn't it?
Super Nintendo.
Really?
Yep. Yeah, I'm not seeing it on here.
Yeah, it's not. It's definitely not on there.
That sucks. That's a really good game. I guess Punch-Out is technically a sport game.
Oh yeah, Super Punch Out.
Kirby's Dream Course is kind of golf.
Yeah,
That's kind of a
there's-
surprising game to see on there. Because that was not a good game, as I remember.
Yeah, neither of those games are traditional Kirby games, are they?
Kirby Superstar is...
Is it? I thought it was like a collection of smaller games.
Games
though,
in
isn't it?
one. I think you play through the... Looks like you play through the original game. But then there's like a bunch of bonus games and stuff too.
Is Dreamland's not on it though? That's not part of it, is it?
Doesn't look like it.
Let's see. Zelda. I still have never played through all of Zelda. I don't think. Like to the past. I got
Yeah.
pretty close on an emulator like a year ago or something, and just never. Now that I've switched hard drives, I don't have that save anymore, and I kind of don't want to fuck with Moldorm again.
Yeah.
Link to the Past was fun, and Majora's Mask was fun.
Yeah.
You didn't like Ocarina?
I liked Ocarina.
I'm a little surprised by some of these games on here.
Have either of you played Secret of Mana?
It's another one where I keep starting it because everyone says it's so great, but I just
Yeah.
can't get through it.
Yeah, I've never played it. Mega Man X, that's a good game, isn't it?
It's really good. That's probably my favorite Mega Man.
I might get through Donkey Kong Country.
Yeah,
I like that game.
it's alright. The controls
bought
for
it
it
to
feel
the
a little wonky.
I played so much of that game that it's like second nature to me.
Yeah.
Um,
Once you get used to the controls, yeah. It feels real smooth.
I mean, Street Fighter Street Fighter 2. I never really played that. I never played any fighting games that much, really. But so I considered selling that thing when I got it because I can emulate all this stuff.
Yeah.
And I know that sounds shitty. It is shitty to say, but I'd rather I've actually also considered just buying a SNES and buying the games that I want, because some of the games that I'd like to have aren't on here. But the controllers feel perfect. Like, they feel exactly how I remember the old controllers, so that's reason enough for me to keep it and play through these things on this. Yeah, it's pretty dope.
How much was it?
80.
I didn't think it was that much.
Yeah.
It's about right, I would say.
The other one was 70. This one was 80.
That's what it was.
Yeah, Castlevania 4. Yeah, that's what that says, right?
Yep. Which isn't a Metroidvania. Those didn't start till PlayStation.
Really?
Yep, that one's just side-scrolling action. Like 2D.
Yeah, I'll still give it a shot at least.
It's still a really good game.
Yeah.
It's just not a run-around finding crap kind of game.
Sit around, find something that unlocks the next place, so you can find something that unlocks the next place.
Nope. It's just a go through stages, fight boss.
So, what game did the Castlevania start doing that?
Symphony of the Night, which was the first PlayStation game, if I'm correct. I think that is, anyway.
Anyway, so that's what I've been playing. I'm playing like whatever. What did I watch? The Orville. Have either of you watched that?
Not yet. I want to.
It's about
you know what
it
it is. No.
Not about popcorn.
No.
Seth MacFarlane.
Yeah, it's a Seth MacFarlane Star Trek parody kind of show.
It's the one where his brother and Wilbur take the first flight from Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. That's a Wright Brothers joke.
It's the one. Orville Wrights. Orville.
What's his name? Wasn't it? It's not Orwell?
Orville.
Pretty sure it was Orwell.
Wilbur and...
Orville. Yeah, it's Orville.
Was the last name. Wilbur was the first name of one of the brothers.
Right.
Oh, right.
I think we got
it. Wilbur and Orville, right. Okay. I don't know. My brain's not...
I think we figured it out.
The Wright brothers.
I did see some commercials about that show, and it's looked more like that Wild West movie that he did that nobody liked.
I liked it.
I didn't hate that movie. It had its moments.
It just seemed like a joke-a-palooza of here's a setup, here's the joke. Here's the setup, here's the joke.
Well, that's his writing, period. Family Guy. Yeah. Here's the setup, here's the joke. Here's a cutaway.
Pretty much.
When everyone set it up.
There's not really any cutaways in the Orville, which is good. I'm liking it quite a bit. It's not like the best thing ever or anything. It's kind of what you expect. I'd say the writing's like hit and miss as far as like the dialogue, but they're doing the thing of like, and the jokes are hit and miss. They're sometimes they go a little over the corny line for me. But they do the thing that like the OG Star Trek did. Pretty much every episode has I don't know. The first episode's mostly. I don't remember exactly what the conflict one is in that, other than like his ex-wife is on the ship now. But the next two episodes kind of deal with. Like the second episode deals with when to and not to take orders, I guess, and like one of the characters is struggling with that. And that episode was fine, but the third one I thought was actually pretty good. And it dealt with like the show deals with social issues, is what I'm getting at, in the way that the first Star Trek did, but it does it in a entertaining way, I think. Yeah, so I'm digging that show.
You're not watching Young Sheldon?
No.
I have something for the worst of the year. That's coming up in a couple months.
I'm watching a playthrough of Persona 4.
That's a good game.
Is it? Did you play it?
No, but everybody says it's the best RPG ever made, so...
Watching this makes me want to play Persona 5, which I don't know if that... I've heard that game's not as good as this one, but...
Those games are long.
Actually, what it really wants me to do is play it with a friend. Like, if I was dating somebody, I would hope that it would be somebody that would want to, like, sit down and, like, could talk about and make fun of this game and, like, make decisions with, you know what I mean?
Put that on your OkCupid profile.
Yeah, must want to play Persona. I already have enough video games on there that I don't get messages ever, so...
Well, that may be the issue, then.
So yeah, that's mostly what I've been watching. And for last thing, I don't know. I've had some weird dreams lately. Not about Froppy. I know what you're thinking. So like that one that you may or may not have seen me talk about on Facebook was I stole a school bus full of drugs from like this group of people, like a gang, sort of. Well, yeah, they were basically a gang, but they were like people I knew, not real people. It's like made up people in the dream. So I stole this school bus full of drugs, and I was driving it. And for some reason, I was driving it real fast around like a little pond, and I accidentally flipped the school bus into the pond, thereby like ruining all the drugs. And I think I accidentally like hit somebody too on the way, so I had like killed somebody too. And there was a cell phone in the bus that I dropped that I had touched, so my fingerprints were on it. So like I was on the run both from the cops and from this group of drug dealers. So I was just like in my dream, I just had a ton of anxiety about like what the hell I was gonna do. And like usually when I have dreams that give me this much anxiety, like I start to realize, you know what, this seems really outlandish and probably not something I would do. And I'm like, and I have the thought I'm probably dreaming. And then at that point, sometimes I make a decision. Sometimes I wake up. If I have the opportunity to make a decision, I'll either like pinch myself or kind of like slap myself in the dream to wake up, or I'll just go with it and see what goes on. I didn't really make a decision at that point, but the dream kept going. So it was weird. Like I had the thought, this is weird and probably a dream. And then I was like, nah, this seems realistic. I don't know why my brain flipped. Like, nah, this, like everything that's happening feels really real. Not realistic, just it felt real. So the rest of the dream was just me running from cops and drug dealers and trying not to die.
Playing a lot of Grand Theft Auto lately?
No, like none. I think that, well, I know why. I can always figure out why I have particular dreams. I won't divulge why, at least on the recording, but I have dreams for a reason. And Grand Theft Auto was not that reason. And then last night, so that's like a dream that kind of gave me anxiety, and I woke up and I was like, phew, I'm glad that was over. Although it was kind of like an action movie. It was kind of like, it was kind of cool. But it was like anxiety inducing, and I was glad to know that I didn't have to throw away my life and like sneaked up to Canada or Mexico or some shit in real life. I was like, oh boy, glad I don't have to do that. And then last night I had a dream that I basically like met a chick and like fell in love super fast, and we're just like hanging out. And that was a dream that like when you wake up, it's like, God, it sucks that I don't have that in my life, you know. There's
Don't
not
let
much.
your dreams be dreams. Don't let your dreams be dreams,
Yeah.
as Shia LaBeouf would say.
Yeah.
So I'm supposed to meet that hot blonde chick and make that happen.
Yeah. Persona 5 and chill.
Yep. Persona 5. There wasn't much character to her. Like in my dream, she was just a person that liked hanging out. And it was weird. Like I had this like thought while I was dreaming about like I really like this person and like I hope they're in my life for a long time. What am I willing to sacrifice to like make that happen? And it was kind of a lot, which kind of surprised me. But yeah, it was weird. I haven't had one of those dreams like maybe ever, that kind of dream. But yeah, it has like made me. Do you ever get like do you ever have dreams that affect like your mood like throughout the day?
Oh, definitely. I get stress dreams fairly
Yeah.
often that are either driving my old car that broke down all the time and having it break down. That will wreck my entire day.
Oh, your whole day?
Yeah, I'll be
Just
depressed.
because you're worried about your car breaking down, or just because like that anxiety is still like in the back of your mind?
I think it's the anxiety of like being on the edge of, is this going to work? Is this going to leave me stranded in the middle of nowhere with nothing to do?
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. But yeah, I this is the same kind of thing. I had that anxiety, like, and it like fades throughout the day. But like like right after I woke up, I was like, maybe I should try to get out there more. But as the day went on, that the feeling subsided more and more. And now I'm like, if it happens, it happens.
I'm actually kind of envious of you guys of having dreams, because my
Yeah.
dreams are all like scenes and like make no sense. They have no story or narrative. It's like a first year art student film.
That sounds way more fun.
Yeah.
Just a couple pictures and maybe some sounds, but nothing makes sense, and then it's over.
Weird. Yeah, I feel like I've had dreams like that in the past, but and I think I tend not to remember those dreams as much or for as long. But ones with like a big through line where like I'm, like the dream where I stole that bus full of drugs. Like it started me just hanging out like at this place trying to buy weed. Like there was a whole like story of me like developing like a relationship with these people and like culminated in I eventually just woke up while I was hiding from either the cops or the drug dealers, but yeah, it was a whole thing. So I tend to remember those kind of things more than like a Yoshi with 3 heads and a floppy butt.
Please, no. It's so terrible.
Yeah, that's what's been going on with me.
Alright, we've been going for a while, so I guess we can call it good.
Yeah.
Okay.
So coming up this week, I was going to talk about being on the Oda Bros podcast. That'll probably be in 2 weeks, talking about stuff, so that's all I had planned. Ben, anything coming up this week?
No, not really right now.
Work?
I'm thinking about starting a vampire game, like pen and paper. So I'm going through all the stuff to learn how to do that again. And that's it.
Sweet. Joel, anything coming up?
I hit 40 pounds loss this week,
Nice.
so I'm going to continue that. I thought about taking like a cheat day to eat some pizza because I've kind of been wanting pizza real bad. I think I'll wait till I get a little bit like down to under 200 at least before I do that.
Say those cheat
Even-
days turn into cheat weeks.
No,
Into
like
cheat
Turn into
months.
cheat months, turn into cheat years.
like I'll take a cheat meal every now and then. Like today I had like a regular lunch, and then I was like, you know what, we're gonna go for some more food. So I ate a bag of popcorn. which was like another 400 calories. And then like I just felt so bad that I ended up running like 5.8 miles like right afterwards. So
I mean, when I used to do it all the time, it's always like with running too. I'm good about doing it every day until that one day where you're too busy to do it.
yeah.
And then because you missed that one day, you don't want to do it again for like a month. At least I don't.
I'm the same way.
Like, well, I didn't do it yesterday, so I don't need to do it today. No, I should probably do it today.
Yeah, I'll just wait until the start of next week, and then we'll reset from there.
Yeah, exactly.
I almost had that today where, and I know it's a slippery slope like you're describing. Like I have that exact same thing, which I don't run every day, but I at least walk like a couple miles every day. But today I was thinking like maybe I don't have to run today. And then I ate that bag of popcorn and I was like, God damn it, I have to fucking, I can't just eat all this crap and not do anything. Cause I'm on like, I've been on track for like so long now. Can't stop, won't stop.
On the other thing I've started doing is we're going to do Wildman competition at work, I think. So, where we don't shave or cut our hair till whoever gives up.
Interesting.
So, I'm thinking about doing that. So,
go for it. Why not? It's getting.
I can't remember
colder.
what you look. I can't remember what Andrew looks like with his beard.
I grow a terrible beard. It's very patchy and half of it's white. It's genetic.
Yeah, I remember your dad had that white on his beard too.
Yep. I've had gray hair since I was like 14. It's weird. Plugs are... YouTube is fun. Post a video every day. I have for about the last month. So if you get bored of not looking at YouTube things, check ours out. Sometimes I say funny things. Everything else is all the same old crap. And yeah, I'll just make sure. Twitter, I do a lot of Twitter stuff now. Come look at my GIFs. I post GIFs all the time. GIFs are for fun. I sent several to Joel, but he has not responded. He's too busy with all of his followers. So many GIFs.
Yeah. No, I sent you one back. You got that? You got that? Yeah.
That's a good
for
one.
later. You can have them for later.
It's all My Hero Academia inappropriate GIFs now. Definitely of that invisible girl. Things inappropriate.
Yeah.
That's all for this week. Come back next Thursday when we will catch up again.
Ho ho!
Google Floppy Roll 34.
No,
You're
don't
welcome.
do it.